Welcome back to Ship Happens, where ship is definitely happening at the moment. So we're restoring an 80-year-old ex-World War II boat, and we are currently halfway through replacing the foredeck. Let's get on with it.
Right, so today is probably one of the hottest days of the year in the UK, so we're not quite acclimatised to it. So we put up a sail on our motorboat. Right, so primary objectives today. Last time we started to fit these longitudinals, and then we've got them all marked out, so we're going to continue with installing those. I think we did a good job on that one. Right, one more to do. Right, so we did a good job of routing all these in. What we've just done now off camera is we've put a beam right along the middle, clamped it all up, which basically that sets this beam fore and aft then. And our numbers are absolutely bang on. It's crazy really. I don't know how we managed that, but it's really, really good. So yeah, we can now screw these down, which will then lock it in, then we can take away our temporary beam. Cool. So we need to mix some epoxy up and then get these screwed in. And then once we've done that, then we can put the underneath pieces in, the decorative pieces.
I think I'll mask them out first.
Gemma's gonna mask. Right, so Joe's put some masking tape on it so the muse doesn't dribble all the way down the wood. Right, let's go and mix up some epoxy. Oops, I've got to fill up the stairs, Gemma. Don't think I got on. Ow! So I banged my head in here now. Do you know why? Because we've got about 1 million sheets of plywood that you walk up. I'm guessing you're being in charge of the glue volumes.
Why is there no masking tape on this one?
Really?
Yeah.
Right, can you sort of see the end so nobody will have to slide it? It's about there, isn't it?
That's made the impactor, now do the screws and you do the drift.
Okay, so we've just clamped our decorative piece up, parallel with longitudinals, and all we do now is draw a line. Hopefully, then we cut that line, and then it'll fit in nice, just in case any variance. Right then, so we made all these little infills, little radius edges on them, which then go up there. So what we're going to do is glue and screw them in.
First one.
Number one. Do a little sneak behind the scenes. So we've used some of our, can I call it cast off? I don't know. Some of the stuff we wouldn't have used for the beams, put it that way, because it's got like a sort of a bit of a weird line down it. But yeah, it's all good. Then we're just applying some glue. I'm not allowed to use the glue on these.
No. Have I just got loads of epoxy on? Yeah, can you just hold it a second? Don't pull it. Can you just hold it?
Okay. Yeah. So when you're happy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, it's a few days later. I've got a locket.
I've got a cold.
Gemma give it to me. Right, so we need to do these knees now, don't we?
Yes.
We need to get them up there, nailed in, before we can move under the wheelhouse. Not today, though. Right, so Gemma, you had to buy some new nails, didn't you?
Yeah, I've had a copper nail delivery. I've actually worked out these copper nails just cost just under £2 each. So we're not allowed to lose any, drop any, bend any or break any. It's quite a lot of money that, isn't it, for one fixing?
And how many fixings go in the
8 in each knee. 16 quid of copper in each knee. You look there, there's 4, there's 8 quid.
There's 8 quid. Right, cool.
Stop moaning, just build a boat, innit?
Get nailed. Yeah, this one didn't fit very well. Check that first. Yeah.
Yep. Right, we'll be back when these copper nails are finished. Right, so them 3 knees are all copper nailed, so time to do the packers.
Who made these?
Me.
Have you seen what Gemma's tried? Gemma really hates doing angles and stuff like that, but look at it. That is not an easy piece to make, so very proud of her there.
Oh, I made 6 of them.
You made 6. Nice and snug.
Oh no! Good job I masked it out, isn't it?
Wouldn't fit now with the glow. Beautiful. Did you just say look at the ewes?
Yeah.
Gemma doesn't normally like ewes. She's loving it though. Yeah, we got a problem. See, that piece of wood on the outside was our temporary piece of wood that basically tied all the tops of the planks together when we were building the boat, because we wanted them all to be nice and but we just left it in because like can't do any harm to leave it in, so
I'll get it impacted.
looks like now we've got to remove that.
Oh!
Oh! Just dropped a screw in the water. You know what? Some poor soul's going to come past and they'll all inflatable, aren't they, and get a puncture.
Stop me, that's made me feel really bad. It'll just sink and I'll go and pick it up. Oh. Do you know what the problem is there? They're not very stainless, are they? They're very stainless and not very magnetic.
Non-magnetic.
At least it is the screw and not my drill then.
It's good glue, isn't it? Oh yes.
So I'm scared of like it going and me falling in the edge of the water.
Beautiful. It's just this here more.
Didn't I?
Feel accomplished?
Yeah. Right, back to the job that we were actually doing.
I'm not sure why I'm sat and my wife's doing all this, but hey, have you got a wife like mine?
Oh, manage me need help.
See, us men would have just hit that with a hammer, wouldn't we? But I bet she wished she charged a palm hammer. Does that hurt?
No.
I saw it go like point first into your leg.
One down. Does it fit? Job done. Okay, so the next job now is to get it all cut down to the height it needs to be.
Right, time's gone to find a straight edge now, then we can see how much we need to take off. It's pretty close. We need a straight edge. It's not too bad actually. I think we'll get the rest with the belt sander.
Patchwork deck. Right, what's the next job?
Well, I think what we're going to be doing first, we're going to change the board that is on the port side. So the big 8x4 board, we're going to fit that one first, and once that one's in, then we're going to look into doing the one that goes over the area that I've just been planing. Right, so we've removed our temporary board. Now we're just preparing the area now to accept the new board. So Gemma's digging out a bit of excess glue, excess oozage.
Get rid of that so it doesn't stand in our way.
Because the tiniest bit of oozage can like cause all sorts of problems, can't it? The sack's full. Right, Gemma's just been a very kind wife and emptied me a little sack, so don't have to throw stuff all over her face now. Don't know where this wind's just come from. Wasn't great though, was it? Carrying the board out, and all of a sudden
this is a big gust of wind, wrench. Then it turns into a sailboat myself.
Yeah. Right, okay, so we brought the board out, we placed it down, and do you remember me saying a few episodes about that the beams are all slightly skew width to the centre line of the boat? Well, you can see it actually now. So you can see you've got a gap this end, and then it's closed up that end. So what we need to do is cut off a piece there, tape it all the way down, set that off, and then once that one's cut, then we can move it forward, then we can line up the back of the beams.
But first, can we go downstairs and see what it looks like?
Okay.
This is my favourite bit, when you like put a piece on and you go downstairs to see how much it transforms the room. Oh, yeah, awesome, isn't it? It's clean.
Could have got a t-shirt, couldn't you? Here's a clean by Gemma Robbins. What do you think?
Yeah.
Badass, isn't it?
Yeah.
They always look 10 times better as well when they're actually sort of shaped round.
But look where we've got deck to now. Like how far we are down the boat.
I would go down there, but this has just been like a dumping ground. Can you hear me over there?
Right, let's get it fitted.
Beautiful. So now, because we've left it a bit wider, it makes it a bit easier to cut rather than cutting to nothing. Makes it a bit easier to cut like that. But we know we've got plenty at the other end. Seconds. I've just headbutted you, sorry. Right, we've now done one board, may as well do the other board. Just wait for the wind to go away. This is not a good day for doing this, but at least there's not raining, so that's fine. Right, so I'm going to go down, get my wellies on now and draw a line underneath it. Right, I'm down in the mud now, so go draw a line on the underside of the board. Right, so it's not the straightest of lines, but I can hardly touch it. Well, I can't touch it. So I was doing it like on my tippy toes in the mud. Right, let's flip this back over, cut this line, and then hopefully fit it.
It's not funny.
We've just had a conversation. Gemma's like, well, I'm going to sit over there so the wind doesn't blow it right in your face. And I just started like cutting there and it's blowing straight in the face. So what we're doing here, we're putting the epoxy on and then we're going to instantly put the polyurethane on it. I think we did that in a previous video. Did we do it in the previous video?
Yeah.
Has that been out yet?
Yeah.
It may not have been out, it's been out.
It will have been because it goes...
No, okay, no, as far as our timeline now.
Oh no, it's not been out yet.
So it's not been out yet, so you probably complained about it. I can't see anything wrong with it because the epoxy is going to go off and the polyurethane is going to go off. I'm using the polyurethane so it gives us a bit of flex. Epoxy's there to stop any water and I don't know, who cares. That's what we're doing anyway.
If people moan about it, they need to remember it's not their boat, it's ours.
Yeah. And we haven't got a clue what we're doing, so it's fine.
I think what you need to look at is like, look at that deck head down there.
Yeah.
And look at the deck. It's actually built stronger and more waterproof than it was originally, and it's also prettier. So that's a bonus.
But the hull was never designed to look pretty. What was it designed to do? It was designed to keep the Germans away from the UK shores, wasn't it?
Do you know?
And she did a good job.
Do you know that these boats were actually only designed like to span a 5-year lifespan?
It's a 5-year war, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they didn't build them to survive 80 years, and she has.
Good old British engineering. Right, so we get the white glue out now, and then we'll put this board down.
Oh, you knew, didn't you?
It's run out! There's like one tube per 1.5 boards. So not only does the copper nails cost a lot to keep this boat together, so does the glue, doesn't it, Jen?
But a lot of people send us this off our Amazon wish list, so thank you so much. You are glue that holds our boat together.
You're sticking with us, aren't you? You glue. Right, hang on, pause. I'm going to do half this one, because I made a mistake down here. This is a half lap beam.
Oh yeah. And this batch of glue was sent to us from Matt and family, so thank you so much, Matt and the family.
Thank you. The wind. You reckon? We're going to get shouted at. Glue getting out.
Perfect. Okay.
I've got the weight now.
Oh, okay.
There's more of it that's got white on it now than there has the temporary plywood. I know Gemma's pleased with it, and I am well pleased with it. But it's solid, it really is solid. What do you think, Gem?
Love it. I absolutely love it. But we need your help with something. Lights. So obviously the more of the deck that goes on, the more lights that we removed. So we ripped out all the old lighting wire because it was all a bit dangerous, wasn't it? But we do it light because I don't want to screw anything into the new beams or the new longitudinals or the new deck. And because we don't know the layout of this room in the future, I don't want to put something permanent up there. So what solution do we have for lights without screwing anything up that is going to give us enough light? So we've been messing around. So this is one that I robbed out of Robbo's cabin.
Hold it up. Fire. It does actually look quite good when you stood over here. It looks quite good, but then you come to here and it looks a bit like.
But then
like a shop.
How do you fix it up? We could, you know, but it's a mains one, so obviously it's all right when you've got a plug there. So that's an option.
Or there's
what we originally had, which is just a 24-volt lights that we had just on pieces of wood, and maybe we could get some double-sided tape and just stick them up.
And 24 volts is safer as well than the 240 volts.
Yeah, but it means us running a new electrical system because we ripped it all out.
But what we want to do is really show off these beams. So every time we come down there and we're filming, and you guys remember, you go, oh yeah, check that out.
No, but it's about actually, this is going to be like
lighting for working in it. Yeah,
it's quite important, especially like when it starts to get dark at night and stuff like that. So we don't know what to do. And we're both dying still. So if you've got any ideas or lights, should we just use them and get some double-sided tape and stick them up or something? Because I really don't want to screw anything in. No. To the deck head. Just been very adamant, no screws. I did go on Amazon and I bought some LED rechargeable lights. What were they like? Should we go and get them? No, they were just crap. Right. I got magnetic ones because I thought we could stick them to the knees all the way around. They were like glowworms armpits. Yeah. And then we haven't got the capacity to keep charging lights all the time. No, you don't need that, do you? The power's only on when we're here, so we can't. Yeah. So yeah. So we see some button on illuminates. What if you got them clappers as well? Right, so the next big job that we've got to tackle is the last beam. Yes, because did we say before, we can't do this piece of ply right above my head now. Well, we could do it, but we'd end up putting a short piece in. I personally think we need to keep the plywood as long as we possibly can, but if we keep it as long as we possibly can, it's going to end up underneath the wheelhouse. So it's going to land basically on this beam here under the wheelhouse, which is great, really. So before we do that ply, we need to do this beam. But I think before we do this beam, we need to think about these here. And what we didn't put into our equation when we were making the beams was these little short stubby things. So I think what we need to do is go and make some of those. And there's also a beam up here behind this shelf. So we may as well make that beam as well. Then I think all this is going to go in one. I think the plan is to put, rather than having this one here, because this was originally a gun mount, don't forget, what we're going to do is have one around here, a beam around here, which will increase headspace around this area, because we've got the wheelhouse up here, so that's like, there are wheelhouse beams, aren't they? So next week we are working directly underneath the wheelhouse. So come back next week to see if it falls on Gemma's head. Yeah. Again. Yeah. Might do. Thank you all so much for watching. Thanks, guys. Thank you all so much for your support. Yeah. So hit the like button and make sure you subscribe. Yeah. And we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye. Bye bye. A COVID test still a thing? Yeah.